welcome to another video. Today I'm going to talk about, I guess, a topic that's a little bit, how do you say this, problematic for me. I really don't like talking about my art in it's not controversial, that's not the word I'm looking for. A realistic type of way, I guess. I draw just to draw, for me. Mostly it's for me. But recently okay, so I don't know why I'm laughing. I want to talk about how art has been for me and in the past and what it is to me now. So I guess I'm going to start with the past. In the past, I didn't really take art seriously. It was just something that other people could say I'm good at, basically. Well, I don't entirely consider myself being inherently good at it. I just think it's something that I can do. I don't really see it as a really good talent that I can do. It's just something you do. Then I enjoy doing it. I only recently taken art seriously. I think it started around last year. It's last year. The past years I've just been drawing. Like, I didn't take seriously anything I did. I just did it because I wanted to. And till now I still do that, but I take it in a more serious fashion. Like, before I didn't mind practicing colors, how colors mix, what colors to use to make it seem like it's on it all, how do you call this? Like it looks good together, colors that look good together, basically. And I didn't draw from life. I didn't practice every day. I know that's a bit subjective, draw every day, but yeah, I did it. I do it now as much as I can, but I didn't before. So now I've been practicing with, I know I'm jumping around talking about now and the past, but stay with me. Before now I do studies, I guess, from life. When I go to a restaurant, sometimes I draw whatever they have on the table while waiting for the food. And I draw when the teacher is basically not doing anything, just discussing, and I'm drawing my classmates' stuff. And yeah. What else do I practice now? I've been practicing other mediums such as markers and gouache. Those are the only two mediums I've been using, aside from watercolor. Also, my watercolor work before was, looking back at it now, I think it's okay. It's not too entirely horrendous. Well, I'd say it's a bit different. I think my watercolor work before had more features that would correlate the style to being mine. I guess none of this world is entirely original anymore, but I considered it mine. I can't find a picture of how I used to color, and I've lost my sketchbook. I don't know where it is. It was a big A3 one. I used to color in dots. Like, whenever I shade something, like I lay down the base color and then I shade it with speckles of dots everywhere. I don't know why I did that. It's because, oh wait, now I remember. I used to color like that digitally. Now when I did that style digitally, like shading with dots, because I was working with a mouse. And working with a mouse, I don't know why. It's easier to just click and and just drag a color over to shade something, right? But it just looked too flat to me. Now, in this sense of, well, in the whole, I keep losing my words. I guess in the whole debacle of trying to change my style over time and trying to improve other stuff, I've lost I've lost the ability to make my digital work look interesting. Now it just looks flat and I hate it. I used to enjoy doing digital, but now I dread it. I dread it so much because the outcome of my work just looks so flat. I don't know what happened. Sometimes I want to go back and try that style again, but I don't know if I can replicate it. I mean, I did it once. I must be able to do it twice, right? So nowadays I like doing traditional. I've always liked doing traditional over digital, and I've talked about this in the past video. But there's just something about traditional. I think I just grew up with it. But we all grew up with traditional, basically. It's how we start. It's how we start. But I love it. I think I got off on a tangent there, but yeah. So I'm glad that nowadays I'm taking this art thing more seriously. Well, let's see how long it takes, because sometimes I take interest in stuff and it only lasts a year, 1 to 2 years, 2 years at most, and then I kind of dwindle off and find other things to be interested in. But I hope this one lasts, because I don't know, something like this, something that, I mean, whenever someone asks about myself, that's one of the only things I can say to make myself look interesting, I guess. So, okay, when someone asks me what my interests are about myself, I just say I like drawing, playing games, and writing. And that's all. Pretty boring, right? And that's the only thing I associate myself with. A lot of people associate me with drawing. So I guess that's the whole big ordeal about me, and I'm not too good at it. Okay, so I know a lot of people don't like it when people put themselves down, but okay, no, here comes the part that I really don't want to talk about. Whenever I post something, yeah, look, something like this, I tend to scroll around somewhere else and just look at other people's stuff. I'm mainly referring to Instagram. Okay, so on Instagram, whenever I post something I've finished working for hours on, I like going to the explore page and looking at stuff there. And then you come across very, very good art and then you go to the person's profile and then see that they're younger than you. Of course, a lot of people will be, I guess, disheartened. I'm one of them. And I know a lot of people will tell you that just because they're younger doesn't mean that you're any less. But I don't know. If they're already that good at that young of an age, what am I adding to the table? That's the thought that goes into my mind, really. Like, if they're already that good at such a young age, and I'm already at this age, what am I still doing here? Why am I here if they can do better whoa, I'm rambling. Why am I still here for? What? So that's the thought that really just strikes my brain every time I go to the explore page and find something. And the thing is, I'm not like this for any other thing. I guess most people aren't. The only reason I can think of why I'm affected so much is because it's the only thing I can it's the only thing I'm like known for. It's the only thing I I do that I'm proud at, I guess. It's the only thing that I guess I'm the best at now. And seeing someone so young and so good is just, oh my gosh. Now, it's the way I think, and I've been trying to get rid of that, what do you call it? That, why is English so hard? I've been trying to get rid of that part of me that does that every time I post, because you know, you've worked hours on this one piece of art that you did, and then you look at others and like, oh, they must have spent just a few hours, or maybe not even, and they can make it look that pretty. So actually, that's me now. In the past, I'm really glad that I wasn't into social media. I know it was there, and I don't know if it's how my parents raised me, that they never, well, I was introduced to some technology here and there, but I myself never really got into scrolling through the internet. I remember as a kid, I liked looking at encyclopedias on the internet, and that's the only thing I did as a kid. The only reason my parents would turn on the computer, just so I could look at pictures of elephants and cheetahs. But I'm glad that as a kid I never really got into the whole social media thing, especially in art. Otherwise I would have quit art there, because I don't know, especially as a kid, if you see other people, it doesn't even matter if they're older than you. As a kid, if you see other people just doing better at something you like, and in your head, in your tiny little head, it seems that you're not improving, I guess that would have shot me down real quick, and I would have quit. I don't know what I've been doing today had I been into social media then. So I'm glad that it happened now than before. I'm not saying, of course, obviously, this is not a healthy way of thinking. I'm just saying it's how I think. And I know some people are gonna think that and say to me that, oh, you should stop that. It's really unhealthy. I know. And I've been trying to. I don't know what other measures I could go to stop this. I try to stop looking at stuff, but I know that's not good as well. You need to support other people. And there are people that I really like. Of course, I have people that I like in art. It's just the younger ones. I know it's not a competition, and I sound pathetic right now, but it just disheartens me. So, I'm gonna try and conclude it there and talk about this piece that I'm doing. I know marker speed paint actually sounds like a mouthful. To me it does. I don't want to call it just a Copic speed paint, because I'm not entirely using Copics. I'm using other brands here and there. So yeah, this piece, I really like how I did the ghost lady. Oh, by the way, these characters are the characters that I did I think 2 videos back, or 1 video back, called The Death of a Giver. You can see the girl has went through some changes. She went from a brunette to, what do you call a person with black hair? That's black, believe it or not. I know it looks gray. Trust me, I've improved my black hair coloring skills with markers. I've acquired some new grays and dark enough grays to make it look like it's black, because I don't really want to use a full black marker on hair. And well, that's them. And I wanted to make it look a bit ominous. I guess I feel in that department doesn't look ominous. They're just floating in space. And they look a bit confused. But it's one of my favorite works, so I'm glad I did it. Anyway, thank you for watching the video and watching me ramble. See you in the next video.